Now for the event you've all been waiting for, 30 Questions with Mr.A and DJ, featuring the hostess with the mostest and Winnie and Gary's favorite dad, Jimmy, D.
I see we spent the big money on the echo machine.
Thanks so much, Maya. Thanks so much, Mr. A and DJ of Kitten Academy. We're so happy you could join us here at this wonderful KACon event. And this is the 30 Questions with Mr. A and DJ part of the event. And hope you guys are ready to be grilled with some hard-hitting questions from your fans out there. We put a request out there for the Kitten Academy Discord fan base to send in their questions, and we got some good ones for you, we think. So why don't we just jump right in, and feel free, either one of you could answer, and we'll see where it goes.
We'll let Logan Berry take the first one.
Got it. Okay, we're happy to hear. We're eager to hear those answers as well.
Nobody told me there would be 30. I've got time for 1/3 of a question.
Okay.
How about this? I'll ask 30 questions, but every third word. How's that work?
Nice.
Okay, so question number 1. What did Mr. A do prior to fostering kittens? That question comes from Jan Nugget Feline.
All right, Jan Nugget Feline. I guess it's a good question. I used to do computer programming, to put it simply, in the credit card industry for online banking. So there's really not too much more to it than that. If that's the kind of question we got, I can do 30 of those. Let's keep it on that level.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Off to a good start. Second question came from an anonymous fan, and it's, how tall is Mr. A? It's kind of tough to tell when you're watching online.
Standing or sitting?
Your choice.
I don't actually know how tall I am, but I tell you, my driver's license says I'm like 5'10". I think that's pretty close.
That's an official document, so I think we have to go with that. So yeah.
It's a government document.
It is a government document, yes.
Right,
absolutely.
right. Then the next one also is from an anonymous fan, and it's, where in India is DJ from?
Oh, I'm from the South. So the city that most people would probably know, if they know Southern India, is Chennai. And I'm actually from a little town, a little bit sort of outside of Chennai. It's called Kanchipuram.
Now, Chennai used to be called something else, right?
Yes, Chennai used to be called Madras.
Madras.
Yeah, that's the British name. And after, it was 50 years after independence, and they decided not to have the British hold still on us and wanted to get rid of all the British names. And so they renamed it to more of a local language name. You did not need all of that history.
I just brought it up because I thought some people might recognize Madras more than Chennai.
Yeah. So that's the bigger city where I'm sort of from, but the little town is a bit outside of that city.
Very good, very good. Great answer. There's also another question coming from someone that's anonymous, but maybe it's actually a user named Anonymous. I don't know. Or maybe it's the notorious group Anonymous.
Notorious Anonymous.
Who knows? And I'm eager to know the answer to this question as well, because it'll be news to me, but is Jimmy a relative of Mr. A's?
Wait a minute. That's a question for us?
Yeah, I guess. I know we have the same barber, but...
What? I don't know. Is he? Aren't we all?
Yeah, I think we're all.
Yeah, if you go back far enough, sure.
I think we're from where we all belong to the Kitten Academy family, I believe. So
that's true. That is
there
true.
we go.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
I think in that respect, I think everyone watching this is in the same family, so it's a relative that way. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I like it. That's great. I love the inclusiveness of it.
Sounds good. Okay, now next question's coming from Powell and the Ussy Cats, and it's, who is / was the naughtiest / cheekiest Momcat, kitten, or faculty from the Academy?
Oh.
Well, I have a choice, but it's the one I always go to. What is DJ thinking? Anybody?
Naughtiest?
Naughtiest, yeah, or most mischievous, I guess, right? Is that the way? That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah. Ever. That's a tough one. They always tend to give answers that are like from the most recent.
Well, I went all the way back to Hazel's, what I was thinking. And the reason I thought Hazel's because she not only like would get into things that she shouldn't get into, but she actually had the skill that at the time we kept our bread in the cabinet above the refrigerator, and she would jump all the way on top of the fridge and open the cabinet and pull out the bread or just like chew on it. And it was in a plastic bag, so she'd rip open the plastic bag too, and she'd eat like little bits of plastic and stuff.
Oh, wow.
She was always climbing me and like up on my shoulders and things like Scotty does, but I think even more intense than that. So that's probably who I would go with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's probably who you would go with.
That's probably who I would go with. Yeah. Yeah. Who do you think of? Anybody else?
Tommy.
Oh, Tommy. Oh, Tommy's a good choice. Yeah. Okay. Tommy's a good answer too. And you guys know that one. So.
But I did think I was thinking in recent.
Yeah.
Like the most recent ones are clearer in our mind. But yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. The next one is coming from S. Haylock and also Christy927. For both Mr. A and DJ, where do you see Kitten Academy in 5 years? Are you still planning to pursue nonprofit status? And are those plans still on the books, or will it stay as is?
Yeah, well, I'll give you the brief answer to that is, I'm glad it's a 5-year question because that I've kind of got an answer for. Basically,
Okay.
I think that right now we've put things on hold as far as the nonprofit status goes. And I think I'm going to try to pick that up again after DJ's done with her fellowship. That makes sense because then we'll have a lot of latitude to sort of shift things around and still have it make sense. So my plan then, so that's 3 years. It's about 3 years from now is when I think that's when I would target really having the nonprofit up and going. I hope that's a good answer. That's about all I can really say is nonprofit in about 3 years. And otherwise keep trucking like this. I don't think that expanding Kitten Academy as such sounds like the best idea, but who knows what the future holds.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I think that's a great answer. Next one's from an anonymous fan. Since cats like to try human food, which dish did a cat that surprised you the most?
Oh, this is also sort of recent, where I just had, something really spicy that I had made, and I thought, so usually I do this where I let them, if they're a bit, if it's, a very insistent kitten, I let them try the tiniest bit, and then they will freak out and run away.
Yeah.
But so I let Jack do
I
that.
knew this was going to be Jack.
And he just didn't stop.
Yeah,
He
just
kept
kept eating.
licking.
Yeah. As opposed to, was it Pug that just recently tried the same kind of spicy food?
Yeah.
And he flips like shaking his head and going,
Yeah.
"Ugh, ah,"
Yeah.
like this. But Jack was just all into it. Yeah, he just kept eating. It's crazy. Jack is a food fiend, though. I hope his adopters have managed to deal with that. I know as this is being played at KACon. Hi, KACon people in the future. But, Jack just got adopted in our timeline. So
Yeah.
still fresh in our mind.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And I'll just add a little addendum to that. Just curious myself, is there any particular kitten or Momcat dish that either of you had tried?
No, I haven't.
I
tried KMR.
Oh, okay.
KMR is actually pretty okay. It's pretty palatable. It's sort of like a bland protein drink, maybe.
Yeah, I thought KMR tasted strangely like Nutty Bars, actually. Well, it smells like Nutty Bars, then it does taste more like a blandish sort of protein
Like a
drink.
protein.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I've tried a little bit of everything. I'll tell you, the VP from Weruva contacted us a while ago, and I asked him the question of, has he ever tried cat food, or people at Weruva, they have somebody there that tries cat food. He's like, yeah, we all try cat food. So I thought that was a cool answer, and it made me feel a little better about the fact that I've tried so many different cat foods just to kind of see.
You have?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. I've definitely eaten some Fancy Feast and some different Weruvas I've tried. Not like a full, like I'm not eating them. It's not a meal, but you taste it a little bit here and there. Sure.
Accidentally?
Some, we'll say accidentally, yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit I've had a taste of Fancy Feast accidentally as well. So we're in the same boat there. So
Nice.
gotcha. And Oh, sorry, that we just asked that one. Anonymous asked us again now, another anonymous question. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Yeah.
Question.
I mean, Star Trek, well, man, it's a tough one.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. No, I think it's tougher these days because Disney's done such a good job sort of managing the new franchises that they've taken in, and Star Wars, I think, has been vastly improved by their touch. So it's a more viable option. But prior to that, I definitely would have said Star Trek. So now I'm kind of like, I got a foot in both camps, maybe.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
Oh boy, I'm sleeping on the sofa tonight now. I know, it's going to be painful. I'll borrow one of the little ones from the cats. Yeah.
Another anonymous question. Was DJ's nickname always DJ or only after getting married and changing her last name to Jansen?
Oh, only after starting Kitten.
Yeah, it's actually only DJ is only her nickname for Kitten Academy purposes, to be honest. Yeah, I call her a Doopy most of the time. Just I know I've shared that before, but DJ is just I think to make it a little easier for Kitten Academy to that's it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, Doopy, her real name is I'll let her tell you her real name because she's always made fun of me for not pronouncing it correctly to this day.
Okay, I used to say it the way.
Well, now you have to tell everybody.
Okay, my real name is Deepa, and he can't pronounce it. He can't pronounce the D part of it.
That's what I'm told anyway. To me, it sounds like Deepa.
Deepa.
That's what I said, right?
But and so to make it easier, so he has the nickname for me, and then DJ was just my it was maybe my Discord name.
Yeah, I don't remember why you started picking it, but it seemed like it fit because of her association with
we had Mr.A, which you had kind of started using.
Sure, I was going to go take it to Full House though.
Oh no, I don't think it had anything to do with that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Cut it out.
Nice. Well done.
Okay, another anonymous question. This one might kind of have been answered at some point on Discord as well, but if you could recount how you two met, how Mr.A and DJ met.
Oh gosh. Well, we'll tell the short story version of it. I think there is a longer version of it that people can look up on Discord. But the short version is that we both hung out on IRC quite a bit, which these days seems very like retro hackery hangout. And it probably was even at the time. She was also working as a computer programmer at the time. That was before she sort of quit her job as a programmer and went to get a degree and become a doctor. So, so we hung out in those kinds of places where you might find really geeky people at the time, before Discord, before Slack, before all that stuff. And then after we had started talking on IRC, we met in real life at a mutual friends sort of get together party. Yeah, exactly. It was, it really was. It was like one of those IRC meetups. Yeah.
Cool.
It wasn't quite a LAN party, but if you think LAN party, yeah, it was that kind of level of geekiness.
Hey, it sounds good. It worked. A good time.
It did work. It did work. Yeah.
And next question that came from Anonymous as well as Miss Nexie. What do the neighbors think is going on there? Have the neighbors or their kids ever come by to meet the Academy attendees or faculty?
No. So we don't know. We don't know what they think.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. Yeah, if you are driving in our neighborhood after sunset, like the entire street is just dark as night. There's no roads, there's no street lamps in our neighborhood, so it's just dark, except the Kitten Academy house where we have all the light for the video and the lights on all the time. And it's just bright, like this blazing light coming out of our windows at all hours of the day. So I don't know what the neighbors think, but they must think something. I don't know. Yeah.
Nobody's stopped.
It's fun to imagine, but yeah, nobody's approached us about it yet, which must mean we're not being too annoying yet. I think we can crank it up a little bit. Brighter lights. Brighter lights.
Now, the next question comes from 3 people. Ubanam Rosarium Ems and Paula and the Lucy Cats. Any chance for future additions to the KA faculty, either by foster fail or adding a puppy or a dog, maybe?
So a dog is definitely in the plans. That's an easy answer. It's just a question of when. And I unfortunately, I don't know when. My original plan was to do it when DJ finished her residency, but then with the fellowship in, I don't know if we want to push it all. Anyway, the short story is I don't know when, but dog for sure is going to happen in due time. That's what we'll say. As for cat faculty, I'm sure there will be, but I think with 5, we're still a little bit over what we should have theoretically. So not soon.
Okay.
Probably not.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Another question from Miss Nexi and Ubanum Rosarium. Can/will you take a vacation away? And if so, who substitutes as staff to the faculty at all?
Yeah, wow. Well, so it's a good question. I think by the time KACon is happening, you know that DJ is leaving for India. DJ's leaving for India now, like tomorrow, and she'll be back before KACon. So she'll definitely have been on vacation. And as for me, I mean, honestly, every day is a vacation. I do a lot of work around the house, I know, but I'm loving what I do. It's true what they say. So I'm not too concerned about me. We do know, though, that if we ever had to take off at the same time, there's lots of people that have our back. I think, you know, maybe call the scooters they've offered. I know that Taylor's adopter always offers to help out. And there's other options, too. And who knows, maybe we could fly in Jimmy D, that guy, you know. Probably not, though. I know you're very busy with real work, and that's absolutely, we understand.
Sounds good. And just a side note, it was amazing to help out when you guys were based in Illinois. It's such a privilege, and it's a ton of work for those people out there wondering. It is a ton of work. Even though Mr. A says he's always on vacation, it's a ton of work to run the academy.
I don't know, Jimmy. You made it look easy, and those gifts will live on forever. And I know people really, really enjoy seeing you. So we enjoy seeing you too, by the way. This is great.
Thanks. Sounds good. Yeah, likewise. Next question comes from Dreamwriter12. What is your favorite stage to watch the kittens go through? Like, what's the most challenging stage, you think?
Well, challenging is, I would say, it's always like the first 2 or 3 days, because in my opinion anyway, you don't know anything about the kitten situation yet, and there's no buffer. You know, once the older they get and the more weight they put on, like they get fat and floopy, there's more margin for you know, them to get a cold or something, and you know they can weather the storm. So I think it's right at the beginning where things are definitely the most fraught, you know, the most nerve-wracking. Yeah, nerve-wracking. But then after that, then it's smooth sailing for quite a while. And as far as the most fun stage, I think it's a tough call. The stage that the kittens are in right now, as we're recording this, it's the
like 3 weeks.
Crouton's kids are 3 weeks old. They're a little advanced for 3 weeks old. They're more like 4-week-old kittens, and they're that age where they're fat and they're almost coordinated enough to just run anywhere they want, but they still fall over a lot, and they're just figuring out the world. And it's so much fun to watch. Plus their proportions, like they just got the cutest faces at that age. So that's an easy choice. But then it's also a lot of fun when they get older and they can actually play and follow you around and have like volition in what they're doing. That's a lot of fun too. So yeah, it's all fun in different ways.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah, absolutely.
We get all the cutest parts.
We do, yeah.
And we also have another question here. A Sage is wondering, would you consider foster failing a mom cat or girl kitten so Maggie could have a co-queen to rule the KA colony with?
Oh, yeah, sure. You know, I think that's actually a deeper question, because I don't know for sure how cats deal with boys and girls, you know, in the same group. Like, I don't know whether having another girl here would make Maggie feel better. I don't know if it would cause more conflict. I don't know if the boys would appreciate having another girl, or if they even notice. I don't know if they even know. Like, you know, does Logan know the difference between Maggie and Ari? Who knows?
Right.
So yeah, it's a good question though. So as far as whether we'd consider having a girl kitten, yeah, or mom cat for sure. Yeah, I think if we ever did foster fail again, it would probably be a mom cat, not a kitten. Yeah, I think from our perspective anyway, the mom cats are they're a little more set, and you know exactly what you're getting, and you know how their personality is, whether they're going to fit in. And kittens, you know, you can kind of mold them to fit in, but at the same time, sometimes they develop in ways you don't expect. So it's you never quite know what you're getting, you know.
Right, right, absolutely. Okay, next question is from Jan Nugget Feline. Has Dr. DJ ever had a patient who recognized her from Kitten Academy?
Nope. That's simple. That's an easy one. I don't know what I would do if somebody did recognize me. I think that would be awkward.
It's good answer.
And I'll add to that. Has anybody recognized either of you from Kitten Academy just out and about in the world ever?
So we did have the one, remember the clay oven that we would go to all the time. What was his name that bought us lunch there once, actually, because he recognized us. I can't think of the nickname, but you remember that, right?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, so that was back in Illinois. There was someone that we actually ran into at the same restaurant several times then after that.
Because they always went on the same day.
Yeah. And then we hadn't arranged it or anything, but then after that first time we ran into each other, and then they bought us lunch, and then I think we repaid it. And it was fun. So yeah, that's the one time I can think of. There was also one time, and it sticks out because I'm always like, I would love to have someone come up and be like, "You're the guy from Kitten Academy." It would just make my day. So what? That's never gonna happen. Don't worry about it. Oh, I know my life is so sad. Nobody loves me, and the only validation I could possibly get would be from a complete stranger. So anyway, there was a time though when I was in the parking lot at the Dr. K's, and a guy in the parking lot was like, "Hey, you're the Kitten Academy guy. My wife and I were going to adopt through Kitten Academy, so she watches all the time, and I know who you are." So that does count, but at the same time, you know, we were in a space where, you know, at our own vet, you'd kind of expect it, yeah.
The cat dense space.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
Sorry,
no problem. Next question is from Sweet Cherry Flavor. If you could, which Momcat would you give a second go at the Academy?
Oh, Scooty. She just left.
Scooty just left today. And so that's definitely fresh in our mind. But at the same time, I think DJ would have chosen Scooty anyway, because I don't want to reveal too much, but I'll just say that Scooty definitely, DJ's has said a few times that she really cares for Scooty, and it's not something that comes up a lot. Muriel's so cute, and her thumbs are ridiculous, and the pictures that we see now from the Triple M's, Muriel's adopter, Muriel still looks just as cute and wonderful as the day she was here. So Muriel's a good choice too, but you guys know who I would pick to bring back. If it would count as a Momcat, I think it should. I bring Teacup and Tempest. You know, you can bring them both. Sure. Yeah. They're set. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a package. It's a package deal. It's a tea set.
Tea set. Nice. Yeah.
Next question is from Busy Cat. What would be your idea of a perfect day at the Academy?
Oh gosh. A perfect day is just any day where I don't have to clean up any vomit and none of the kids are sick. So if everybody's healthy and there's no extra messes. Yeah, good poops.
Where you don't have to scrape them off the side of the litter box.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Outside, like no misses.
Yeah.
Really nice, easily cleanable litter box.
And no conditions that you worry about. Not even a sneeze. No sneezes. No weepy eyes. Yeah, that's a perfect day, kid.
Perfect games all around.
Yeah. Just perfectly healthy kittens. I'll let you know if it ever happens.
Sounds good. Next question is an anonymous question. If you have a step tracker, how many average steps or floors are you doing a day?
Oh, wow. It's a good question. I know. I haven't checked my step count in a long time, even though I do. My watch tracks it, but I don't think that this has been set on it. So I couldn't even like look at it now and tell you. I don't even know how to get to it right now. So I don't know. I do know it's a lot though, because there was a period of time for a while when I was tracking it, and I would always blow past my goals, and my watch was like, maybe you should set a bigger goal. And I'm like, maybe you should just be quiet. My watch, yeah. And yeah, also I haven't been hitting my steps lately because we're waiting for the vacuum machine cleaner part to come back. The floors, as we're recording this, are the dirtiest they've ever been. We've been like 5 whole days, maybe more, without a vacuum, and I'm really starting to get nervous. I don't know.
And the next question's from Kiki Meow Mom. What does DJ's fellowship entail, and what does she hope to do ultimately?
Oh, okay. My fellowship is in pulmonary medicine and critical care. This feels
Now, you
like
might have to tell them what pulmonary is, because I'll be honest, I wasn't entirely clear on what pulmonary meant, because I would have been like, pulmonary means heart, right?
yeah, no.
I honestly, I think I would have.
It's lung medicine, so it's
I like the level you take it. It's lung medicine. Wait, it's fixing lungs. I fix lungs.
You have a chronic cough, if you have COPD, emphysema, and rare diseases. I mean, there's also like long COVID.
It's
any
mixed
sort of
with also
disease.
anything then in the ICU too, right?
Yes, so pulmonology is all of the things I mentioned, and then there's critical care, which is ICU, so really sick patients. My interest was more on the ICU side, but traditionally pulmonology goes hand in hand with critical care medicine, so that's how a lot of the fellowship programs are designed. So that's kind of also why I'm doing those two. I do like the lungs. So it's 3 years, and then once I'm done with the 3 years, I'll get a full attending position somewhere. Right now I'm thinking I want to be an intensivist, which means, I'll be an intensive care doctor who works in ICUs. But a lot of people do a little bit of a mix. So they do, a few weeks of intensive care at a time. And then when they want to take it easy, they do a little bit of outpatient lung disease, pulmonology clinic type of jobs. A lot of jobs are designed that way. So we'll
you say you do clinic as like a break, to take a break and do clinic.
Yeah.
Your favorite thing.
Right. But, it'll be specialty clinic. So it won't be dizziness or headaches or anything. I don't really enjoy clinic.
So just to be clear.
I'm not supposed to say that.
Right. Yeah. Don't quote us on that outside of KA-Con.
Yeah, that's a little secret.
Whatever. Dr. House is, everybody's role model, and he hated clinic too. So you're in good company there with a real doctor.
So yeah, I don't know what my job will look like, but that's sort of the kind of thing that I'm thinking of.
And just to be clear, then she's doing the fellowship starting right about the same time KA-Con starts, and then for 3 years after that. And it's basically like a fellowship is sort of like an internship. Like, she's a real doctor, but she's like an intern learning the ropes. And after the 3 years, then she gets to do whatever she wants, her own thing. So.
Sounds good. And in the meantime, Mr. A will stay at home working at the intensive cat units. The local ICU. Gotcha. And now the next question is from Ubinum Rosarium. What does the post office think you're up to with all that mail?
I don't know, but well, so back in Illinois, you guys might remember that we were really close with our postal workers in Fox Lake. It's a very tiny little post office. There were like 4 people that worked there, and it was really fun. They knew exactly what we were all about, and the people from Discord would send them notes and stuff. It was the sweetest thing, so sweet. Here, the Monroe post office that we go to is sort of a regional distribution center. I might be using that term incorrectly, but they're big, and all the mail comes in there, and they sort it there, and they send it out to other post offices even. So it's big. There's a whole like people in the back that you never even see. It's a giant building, and so it took a long time before they knew who we were. But we've been there for 3 years now, and so they do know who we are. And the thing I would say is that they wish that we would get less mail. They've definitely expressed, they've been like, oh man, not you again. You got to go get all this stuff for you. It's cute though. I think it's all done a little tongue in cheek. So it's fun. And finally, after 3 years, sometimes they have a cart that they roll out that says Kitten Academy on it. So I'm like, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty cool. It took a long time to get there.
Nice, nice. You definitely move it up in the world when you have your own post office cart. Yes.
Yeah, everybody should have one.
Absolutely. Next question is from Upanam Rosarium. What is the biggest challenge of living with a live stream going 24/7, other than remembering to wear pants?
Yeah, well, pants are, I think, critical. Yeah, for sure. I think it's more about the sound though, because you know, obviously, you know exactly what the cameras can see, but you don't always know exactly what the cameras can hear. So I think, you know, this is our 6th year now of live streaming, something like that. And it was an adjustment at first, like sort of changing the way that we talk to each other and trying to sort of watch our language all the time. And it seemed really artificial at first, but now it's who we are. And I do still like swear sometimes, but when I do, it's the swearing that feels artificial. So it's kind of a nice change to have made and have been so deliberate about. I think it feels good to have. Yeah, it's nice. I think it's a good change.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. Next question is from Lady K. Now that we know you're going to stay in the same house for DJ's fellowship, do you have any home improvement plans, such as upgrading the cat run to add another exit, etc.?
So the one thing I was dreading during this question was question about future plans, because I feel like I've thrown so many things out there like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then so many of them I never get to, or it feels like I'm never going to get to. And I hate making all these sort of promises or big, bold claims that don't pay off. So here I go again. No, for sure, though, there are a lot of things that I would like to change here. I think the one project that I'm most excited about trying to do this year is add to the cat run. The one project I have most immediately is putting a door on the living room so that we can have that be another cat zone where, you know, where there's no mingling. That way we can have a bigger area and another place to separate people out. It's all worthwhile. So those are things that are big on the list that I feel comfortable mentioning.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I will say this though, I haven't discussed this with DJ before, but considering the 6 years then that we will have been here and all the work that we put into this place, we might reconsider whether we have to find another place at all. But that's a question way out there anyway. It's definitely becoming more comfortable the longer we live here.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I know with a lot of the home improvements and repairs you've done already, you're definitely earning your keep there.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Next question is from Jan Nugget Feline. You bring so much happiness to so many people. So what makes the two of you the most happy?
Oh gosh. Well, obviously the snuggling kittens is a reward all on its own. I think I'll say the thing though, this is so cheesy, but I know I have to express this a million times during KACon, because it's really the people that make everything special for us. And I don't always know how to say it, but people are always telling us that you know, we help them. That you know, I especially heard it a lot during the last couple of years. People were, you know, shut in, and you know, we sort of have a voice out there on the internet that people can feel close to, and I think it helped a lot of people. And I know having everybody, you know, like the Discorders and the Twitters and the people we communicate with all the time, helped me a lot too. Have that social feeling, even though we didn't get to be social much at all. So. That I think is the thing that is the sort of biggest warm fuzzies about the whole experience for me.
That makes sense. That sounds good. A question from Love My Tabbies. What do you think you would be doing if you weren't fostering?
Wow. It's impossible to say at this point because we've been through so much. And if I hadn't been fostering and we made this move to Connecticut for your job, which would have happened regardless, I don't know what I would have done or what I would be doing. I'm so thankful and grateful to, I guess, the universe that I get to do this and that it's something that I can do. I'm thankful, I should say, to the universe, but also to some very particular people, like everybody on Discord, and especially to DJ, who, when I said, I want to quit my job, she was like, okay. I mean, you can't beat that, right? That's the kind of support that really was enabling. So I really appreciate that too. I forgot where we started this question. Oh, yeah. Well, surely what I was going to, yeah, surely
Just regular job. And
I think I would still be doing some kind of coding, especially considering the fact that I've been trying to sort of get back into that a little bit here and there and using it now to apply to Kitten Academy. And it's been a lifelong passion. So yeah, that probably.
a little more
Easy answer.
miserable, probably.
Definitely. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And from Kiki Meow Mom, she's wondering, have you considered having any kind of interns for litter pan maintenance, maybe mailbag package carrying or academy pet sitting, etc.?
Yeah, it comes up a lot. And it's never so much as when I injured my back recently too. It really started to seem like a real possibility. And I've even put some feelers out around like the neighborhood to be like, you know, can we find somebody that's real local that could come by like every day if we need to. So far, nothing's turned up, and it's fine because we haven't been pursuing it heavily. But it's definitely something we've considered a few different ways. And like I mentioned, if it became critical, we know people that we can call to take care of something, you know, on the spot. But yeah, we'll see. My back, by the way, is feeling great lately. So yeah, not a problem.
That's good. That's good to hear. Now, next question is, and I apologize, it's either Cabless17 or KA Bless17. Dealer's choice. Apologize for that. When you're out in the real world, do you say right now or right meow?
I use right meow a lot, especially at work, because it actually, like, people know that I'm a cat person.
Do you use it with patients or just with the
No,
your colleagues?
Like texting on the work app with people that I already have sort of an established, you know, relationship with. I use it a lot.
But you wouldn't just pull it out on a patient or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not in the notes.
I think you should just sneak it in subtly, like that scene in Super Troopers, right? Like, yeah,
so
just meow. Yeah,
top.
yeah. When he tries to say meow as many times as he possibly can. Yeah, that'd be fun. Just slide it in. I don't know anybody that I don't know through Kitten Academy anymore, so yeah, I say it all the time.
I think I've said it a bunch of times as well. Next one's from an anonymous fan. Why are you the way you are? It's the final question.
Oh no, there's no real answer to that. Yeah, sure. That's what we'll say.
Fair enough. That works. That works. So, well, whatever the reason for that is, we all love the way you are, and we thank you so much for taking the time out to answer some of these questions that your fans have. And yeah, we hope you guys are having a great KA-Con out there. Thanks for submitting those questions to Mr. A and DJ, and we'll let you get on to the next portion of the event. Thank you, Mr. A and DJ.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Bye.